How are you, my people? You're welcome to this program. Now, this is a program that it's not my usual broadcast. Some of you may be watching me on a Igbo channel. You may be watching me on Worship Media, and you may actually be watching me on Black Canadian. We have several channels. It's difficult for me to even position this program that I'm doing because of the title. It is not our usual presentation. We have another one in about 4 hours from now. But I just had to do this. It's something I set up a long time ago. So if you're here and you're not hearing what you're expecting to hear, it's okay. I just have to do this for the record. Especially at a time when there's so much controversy, especially coming from the Ukrainian war, the Russian-Ukrainian war. And people are talking about who colonized who and what a certain group of people did to, what they did to Africa, how Africa was split up, amongst nations. They just sat down and said, let's divide Africa. And that ended their fighting amongst themselves. Or when you talk about slavery that took place in Africa. That's why I just had to touch this issue a little bit. And so, in fact, doing this program in English language is also very disturbing to me. It's very disturbing because you wish that you were even doing it in your own language. But that kind of buttresses the fact that we have to speak in another person's language. But I guess that's what is universally accepted now. But it doesn't have to stop us from wondering why these things are happening, why they happen, or why we must continue to let it happen. Why must certain practices, certain norms, certain cultures, certain traditions be accepted, advertised, promoted amongst some people, but then you turn around and you demonize the same practice, the exact same thing that you promote on one side, you turn around, you demonize it, you condemn it on another side. Why? And the annoying thing is that the people who are being demonized, the people whose culture is being treated or branded as evil, have wholly accepted this thing. That is very, very disturbing. A clear example is when you are going to, that's one of the things that maybe a lot of you have noticed, that when you travel, like a place like North America, for example, a lot of my friends who are not Africans, when I ask them their names, they just tell me a first name and a last name. What's your name? John Williamson. What's your name? Igor Ramovich. What's your name? Udu Valensky. First name, last name. When I ask them, what about their middle names? They don't have a middle name. A lot of my friends, they don't have a middle name. And then I'll be like, You don't have a middle name. No. But a lot of my friends from Africa, we all have middle names. But hold it there. Not just that we have a middle name. We have so poorly allowed ourselves, and that is the kind of thing I want you to think today, allowed ourselves to be brought to a point where someone would actually ask you for your English name, and you would actually put your English name forward. You see, when I came to this realization of why must I have an English name when the Englishman does not have an Igbo name, it made me just choose, because before I used to be, most people who knew me from a very long time ago, from my childhood, they know me as Cadet, because that's the name that my father fondly gave me, Cadet. And it means a lot to my father. I respect his decision. I enjoyed the name when I was growing up because it was a very unique name. I was the only one with that name. But I didn't have to have an English name to prove any point. And for the Englishman who convinced my people that they have to have an English name, that was very, very terrible. This is just one of the subtle things that they did to us that was very, very bad. We had to have an English middle name. And a lot of us, when you call them by their local tradition, they feel bad. They feel diminished. They feel demoted. They prefer their English name or their foreign name than their local name. In fact, a lot of people, what can I say? I'm talking to you in a foreign language. So just forgive me. I am guilty of the same thing I'm talking about, but I want us to think. Just think. There's a reason why I decided to do this topic today. And I will show you the video that really sparked this. I will show you later a video of Masquerade, and you tell me where you think that Masquerade originates from. I'm going to bring that down the road for you to see. But you see, so many things you have to ponder about, and not just do it just because others are doing it. Doing certain things without asking questions, without pausing and reflecting on why you're doing it, that is not good at all. That is very, very dangerous. Let me give you a popular story that you hear, illustration. There used to be, there was this commanding officer in an army barracks or an army settlement. And during the changing of guards, there was this slab on the ground, just a slab of concrete on the ground, very close to the office, commanding officer's office. And every time there will be a change of guard, there will be two people that will be posted at that particular spot. And this has happened for years and years and years. So when this new commanding officer took over, he asked the people, why do we have to have two guards guarding this particular slab of concrete? Is it somebody's tomb? Is it a memorial? Did an accident, did something important happen? Why do we have to guard this piece of concrete? Nobody could tell him why. So he did a research into the records of that military barracks, and he found out that so many years ago, more than 15 years ago, when they cast that piece of concrete on the walkway, animals will always pass over there in the night and mess up that piece of concrete. So because of that, the commanding officer at that time had to order for two guards to be posted at that spot to make sure that at least that piece of slab is guarded through the night so that it will be hard enough by morning so no animal would have destroyed it. But nobody, they transferred that the commanding officer at that time, and the new officers did not even know why they were, I mean, the people who were sending the junior officers, something happened, loss in communication, and all they did, because army is about just following orders, all they knew was they had to keep sending people to guard that piece of concrete slab. For years and years, they just continued in the practice of sending somebody to guard that after the concrete slab had cured, was being used by people. So that is the danger of not asking questions and just following a tradition. That's what we are doing now that is not good for us. Even with our food, our people used to have the best variety of food. Black people, Africans, were strong, very strong. We didn't use steroids. We didn't go to no gym. We were not sick, very healthy. Why? Because we eat awesome variety of food. We all the classes of food that you can think about in this world, we ate them. And so it was something that nurtured us and kept us very, very physically fit and healthy. We had legumes, we had all kinds of beans. But you find out that, should I call it modernization, or the idea of want to be civilized, has made us abandon the rich. Thank God for what is happening right now. All over YouTube, people are beginning to cook African food and beginning to see African food all over the place. In fact, we've had this idea, I and my wife, of opening an African restaurant a long time ago. We're beginning to think about going to dust that file and bring it back up again, because suddenly African food is becoming popular again. Because people have found out that the food that we buy, that they call organic food here, is the basic food we eat back home. But they convinced us to start eating processed food. All we ate, everyone now started eating rice, just rice. Eating okpa, bambara, you know bambara nuts, they're bambara nut flour. Our people call it okpa. It's like back home, it's the cheapest food that you can buy, but guess what? It possesses the highest level of protein among so many foods that are eaten back home. In my house, we have a big supply of it. My kids love it so much, and if you see the way my kids are growing, I can tell you okpa is one of the, okay, now you know my secret. So we have all this. In my own language, we have something like akidi. We have fio. We have so many of them. Ozako. Lot of the variety of beans that I saw growing up, they were more than 30. The big black eye bean is the basic one that we used to make my and akara. That's basic when you come to the protein content of the beans. We have so many other ones. Leopard. If I go to counters abroad to buy these beans, I'm telling you they are too expensive. But back home, they were nothing. But we abandoned them and we chose what the white man told us was better. How about education? It beats me that in 2022, we still adopt an education that makes our people feel very inferior. Our education system makes the average African from the village look very, very inferior and very dumb. Growing up in the village, the little time I spent in the village, but those were times that I will always cherish for the rest of my life. In the village, every growing young man knew everything around the village. From when you woke up in the morning, the eldest man in your kindred always held the early morning meeting, and this used to happen around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. That's when people used to wake up and they will gather in the house of the eldest man, and he will bring out cola. That's what they used to do in my village. Very early hours of the morning. He'll bring out cola and he will begin to pray and thank God for sparing our lives. And then he will call on our forefathers and he will call whatever they believed was responsible for playing a role in their lives. They had this attitude of gratitude and they will offer the day before God and say, come and help us and guide us in this day. And when they do this, and then they will ask how everybody is doing, and everybody will check on everybody immediately, and it was a solemn time. And after that, he will break the kola nut and give to everybody, including the small children. Now, that kola nut is more effective than morning coffee. I later found out kola nut, everybody will eat it first. It will go and prepare your body and your stomach for breakfast. And then the women will go around, start sweeping. The young men will run into the bush to go and check their traps. Whether the thing has, whether you've caught a rat or caught bush rat or grass cutter or whatever you set your trap for. And then they will cut grass for the goats and they will feed every other animal that they have to feed. While that is happening, the man of the house is getting ready, preparing. If they are going to go and plant yam, he will go and prepare the seed yam. He will bring out his knife and be sharpening it while all that is going on. After that, everybody will have a very quick breakfast and then they will set out to work. Do you see education? Everybody knew what to do. Everybody knew everybody's name. And I will take you through this process until nightfall to see our highly advanced and organized system that somebody came and told us it was barbaric and archaic. Now, on our way, assuming it's a day that, because every day work had to be done. And we went to do this work in the bushes that unfortunately terrorists have taken over now. And so when you wake up in that morning, before you start going out, the women went to the stream to fetch water. Clean, fresh, pure water. Oh my goodness. Water, when you fetch it out of the clay pot, it tastes like heaven. Because the clay pot has the water goes through the clay pot. The clay pot sucks the water. It causes some kind of filtration, because as the water is trying to soak through the body of the clay pot, filtration occurs. So if there's any small particles, there's sediment at the bottom, and there's that process of that, like sweating on the outside. It causes the water inside to cool, very cool. After all that is done, everybody sets out to the bush. And I see your beautiful comments. I'm going to read them later. But very beautiful, encouraging comments. Now, on your way to the bush, you encounter all kinds of berries. The most interesting thing for me is when I used to walk with my grandfather. He would, from time to time, stop and tell me the name of oh my, this is just mind-blowing. Every single grass, they had a name for it. Nothing was strange. I'm not kidding you. Every single greenery that you saw around, they had a name for it. Every weed that was growing, they had a name for it. They knew the ones to eat. My grandfather would tell me, this one, you can eat it. This one, you cannot eat it. The same way they have poison ivy here, that when they come, they put a sign, say, poison ivy, don't touch it. These are people who are supposed to be educated. This is a civilization that people are supposed to be intelligent. Back in the village, nobody put up a sign to tell you that these grasses are dangerous. The dangerous grass grew side by side with the grass that was not dangerous. My grandfather will show me grasses that he will say, listen, my son, if you take this grass and you squeeze it, if it touches anybody's mouth, they will die in seconds. But that grass was there. You could see it. He would tell me, okay, come, bring your hand. He would squeeze a leaf on my hand and rub it on my palm. And he would tell me to go and catch a bee. You see bees on the flowers, trying to suck nectar out of flowers. I'll catch a bee, and the bee will be crawling all over my hand. He will just say, just make sure it doesn't go beyond where you rub the sap from the leaf. And the bee will just be confused. It won't even sting me. He would tell me, he will get another leaf, squeeze it in my hand, and tell me to hold a scorpion. And I'll hold a scorpion, and nothing will happen to me. Education that you cannot teach in universities. And somebody convinced us that our education was useless. He will look at a bird and say, since he can see this bird, it means it's going to rain. He will look at another one and tell me, you see this one? If you have a snake bite, you cut it open with a knife, that spot, you press out the blood from that place, and you squeeze in this herb, and the snake bite will go. If you have a cut from something like, of course, they didn't have bottles before now, and this time I'm telling you, nobody wore slippers. So in the village, we used to walk with our bare feet, experienced it. So this time I'm telling you, walk to this farm is with our bare feet. And says, if you strike your feet on a stone and it is bleeding, put this one and you'll be okay. Everybody knew how to bring the what they call it, the palm fruits, how to bring it down, how it was processed, how from the palm from the palm fruit head they made a torch like candle. They made something like their candle. They made cream. They made palm kernel oil. They extracted palm kernel oil. They made the fiber that you used to start a fire. They broke the palm kernel and the back of it, the shell. They used it to decorate the floor. That was their floor tile. This was passed on from generation to generation. They cut they cut stick to make the handle for the hoe. The blacksmith made iron. See, I did not even know. I thought iron had to be bought from somewhere. But my grandfather took me to a blacksmith, and I saw how a blacksmith got smelted iron from rock, from igneous rock, raw igneous rock. They will put it and they begin to pump that thing, and the igneous rock will melt. And from it, he made iron ore, and he hammered it into the pan of a hoe, or they hammered it into an axe right there in the village. That was education. Every single fruit, people knew about it, from orange to udara to ugili to mango to pawpaw to banana to everything. They knew. Nobody had to teach them. They didn't go to school. They knew oak, they knew rocks, they knew trees, they knew parts of the tree. Everybody grew up with that knowledge. They knew all the foods. They knew yam, cocoyam, every different types of cocoyam. They knew all of that. Now, fast forward to modern day times. A kid in primary school will go to school, and the teacher who, in my dear village where there is no apple growing, you will teach this kid that A is for apple. And this child is wondering, why can't you use something that the child can understand? Why? Why don't you show him that E is for Ede? Because if you tell the child that E is for Ede, he knows it now. He knows it. Or you come and tell the child that if X equals E, where E is this, blah, 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 the child will fail the maths. And by the time you tell them A is for apple, when they come home, there is nothing relating with the apple that you told them in school. The orange that we know back home, I ask you, if you're from Africa, okay, let me localize it to even Nigeria, or even if you're from my place, because I can talk about what I know. The orange from my place, Igbo land, is green. The back is green. In fact, when it ripens and it wants to spoil, it changes from green to yellow. I'm telling you. But the orange that I see, what they call orange, I'm going to show you what they call orange. Let me just bring this for you. Hold on 1 second. So you understand the confusion that goes on. So I want to bring this. This is the color orange. This is what you're teaching the boy after you told him that orange is the fruit. And he says orange, oloma now, oloma, orange, oloma. Yeah, okay, you finish teaching him that. Then the day you're going to teach him about color, you tell him that this is the color of orange. He goes back home. The color of orange is green. The orange, I don't know about you, but the orange in my place is like this color. Let me show you. It's this color here. That's orange. The back of orange is green. So you see that kind of confusion? And that is what you call education. You teach them about water and how water comes out of a tap, and you use water in a sink and all of that. And the person you're teaching showers in the stream. So when you're telling them about when you're having your bath, what to do, how to, you teach, when you come to teach them hygiene, you teach them about hygiene with the concept of a bathroom. But the person you're teaching about a bathroom is only used to showering in a stream, where what you do is you put your cloths if you're wearing cloth too, because way back, and you say, Chidi, this is your village, I don't understand. Yes, so when I was still very little, I am 50, how old am I now? 51. I'll be 52 in September. Yes, I know you're shocked. But when I was little, like me, 4, 5, I could still remember that when you go to the stream, women did not even wear anything up here. Some of them just wore these coral beads. And it was nothing. Nobody, it was just, that's how the society was. Then later on, they started wearing this half shimmy, this underwear that women wear, the half shimmy, the half shimmy. Please correct me, I'm old school. They started wearing it, and they still left the upper part open. And then they started wearing bra, and later on, they started wearing clothes. It happened so fast, but I remember that period. So the people you're teaching about bathroom and hygiene, they don't understand what you're talking about. Because where they do their thing is in the stream. You remember that there's this funny joke about a man who went to the hospital, and the doctor told him, oh, you have rashes. You need to, they gave him Dettol, Izal, and one of those, and they said, when you get home, when you're going to bath, Mr. Okechukwu, are you listening to me? He said, yes. When you're going to bath, take this Izal and put some drops inside the water that you're going to use to bath, okay? And then it will turn white. Then you take it and then bath, and your rashes will go away. The doctor did not ask Mr. Okechukwu, where do you have your bath? Of course, Mr. Okechukwu took the Izal with the disinfectant, and very, very religiously, early in the morning when he was going to bath in his normal place of bathing, which was the stream, by the way, he removed his cloth, kept it on the back of the stream, opened the Izal, went down to the stream, put some drops in the water, and then came back and dropped the Izal. Then when he went back to shower with the disinfectant, he didn't see it again. So when after some time, he went back to the doctor, and there was still rashes on his skin, and the doctor was like, what happened? He said, I did exactly what you asked me to do. He said, didn't the water turn white? He said, I don't see it turn white too. When I come back, the water is still clear. Until the doctor now found out that he did not get adequate information. The information and the interaction he was having with Mr. Okechukwu was not designed to fit his environment and his situation. That's how they put a lot of these things on us and convinced us that what we were doing was wrong. I don't want to begin to go into details. Look at our religion, our traditional religion. Everything is not perfect. In our religion, yes, people worship idols, and I don't believe in idol worship. But so it is in the modern day church. People worship the image of Virgin Mary. People worship saints. People worship holy water, chaplets. People worship cars. People worship Daddy G.O. and Mommy G.O. So what are you telling me? But at the same time, in our traditional religion, we recognize the one big God who is truly invisible and who lives in heaven, who has no beginning and no end. Nobody had to come and teach us that. In my own tribe, we call it Chukwu Okike Abiama, Bineniwe Ogodiana Akpana. That means the one supreme God that is so mighty. He lives up in the heavens, and his garment drops down to the earth. That's trying to signify that he lives up there, but his mercies, his activities his actions trickled down to earth. We knew about it. But when the white man brought Christianity, instead of telling us like what St. Paul did when he went to, I forgot one of the countries that he went to, and asked them, come, this shrine that you people built, because they built a shrine and they say it's dedicated to the unknown God. I said, who is this unknown God? When they explained to him, or they said the unseen God, he told them that this is the God I'm telling you people about. That's what they should have done when they came to us. But they didn't do that. They just told us that everything about our traditional religion was evil. How about our craft and our technology? You didn't teach us that to preserve the water in the stream, we had to make clay pots. You didn't teach us how to convert dirt, clay that was dead. You didn't teach us how to bring my grandmother, who is still alive today, used to do that. I used to follow her to the village mud pit, clay pit. She will get the raw clay. She will come back home. She will put it out, pound it, and then mix it with water, remove the impurities, and she will make clay out of it. I mean, she will make a clay pot, clay ornaments. We had the clay pot, we had the clay pans, we had the clay cups. When she finishes making all of these clay ornaments, they will dry it out in the sun. Of course, she will decorate it. She will even glaze some of them. No white person taught her this thing. After that, they will now, when the pots have dried, they will pack this whole pot, and the whole village will arrange on a particular day. All the people who are artisans and clay craft people, they will bring out all their pots and all the clay ornaments that they did. I used to make toys. I used to make figurines. And they will take all of them, or will make small pots. My own, I don't know why my own always busted. We'll all gather, they will pile it, and they will put this what do you call this? This you use for thatch. You know the thatch they use for thatch roof. They use it to cover this pot, and they will light it, and that will fire this pot. Nobody taught them that technology. You didn't teach them that technology, and so many other technologies. How about the palm wine? Have you watched a palm wine tapper climb up a palm wine tree? Nobody taught them that. They realized how they needed to make that their belts, and they used that belt to go up a palm wine tree. Have you seen how delicate it is? Have you seen the science in cutting through that? If you don't cut it well, it will not flow. I followed my grandfather, and he will go from tree to tree to check his palm wine and collect very rich palm wine in the morning. I have not drank alcohol from childhood. I didn't drink alcohol. But you see something like that palm wine, early fresh palm wine in the morning, he will give it to me to drink. Of course, that one in the morning, it may contain alcohol, but very little. But what it contains, I don't know what that thing contains. But after you drink it, it will just knock you out. Just knock you out. That was fresh, unadulterated. Nobody taught them that technology. And so many other things. Our government, the way we settled cases, there was no case that could not be settled. Go and read Things Fall Apart, and you will understand. We had a very organized society. We had laws. We had laws that were laws against the land. We even had a law and a provision for someone who committed a crime in error. For example, when Okonkwo killed someone by accident, we have that in my village. We had what to do when someone died of an illness. The same way you see that when somebody died of coronavirus, remember that time, their people could not have them. They had to take the person and cremate them, and there were some things you had to do. Even in the Bible, you saw it in the Bible, in Leviticus, when they said if someone died of a certain disease, or even when someone had that kind of illness, they had to be taken away from the camp. We did that in my own culture, in my own tradition. It was there. The other people were buried around the house, but when someone died of a certain mysterious disease, they had to go and bury the person in the evil forest. Why? It was because of contamination, so that the virus that killed that person will not infect other people. We have all that in our tradition. Even when the Bible talked about in the Old Testament, when the priest had to offer an offering with an innocent animal, like a dove or a lamb, that signified an animal that had not committed any sin. That sin offering had to be made on behalf of someone who has sinned. In our tradition and in our religion, and our aja, it was called aja. And to do that aja, that offering, they had to bring a little chicken, a chick that has not committed any crime. And in the same way, after the priest in Leviticus, in the Old Testament, after that offering, only somebody who was pure, sometimes a little child or the priest, will now lead this person who they made this offering on their behalf, will lead them to the wilderness to go and throw away that sacrifice. The same way in our tradition, after they've done all that, the chief priest or whoever or a child will now lead this person who they have done this on their behalf to the wilderness, and that's where they go and release the chicken. But when they came, they did not care about these things that were existing. They just threw it away. I was talking about our craft. Look at the Benin. Look at in Benin. Look at their bronze. Look, I'm not talking about wood. I'm talking about metal, pure bronze. Go and look at the detail in that queen. I forgot the name of the queen, but that Festac face. Go and look at the detail in that Festac face. And somebody came. You said that our tradition, our technology was primitive, but you stole our craft. Only last year did they start returning the artifacts that were stolen and displayed in London museum. Only last year did they start returning it to Benin. Do you understand? That is why you must think. You must think. Don't just allow people to tell. Look at our beauty. Look at when it comes to beauty. The kind of skin that God has given you as an African. It's because of where you're coming from. It's a privilege. You should be proud of it. But they taught you that the best thing to do is to bleach your skin. And you agreed. Why? Let me go ahead and play this video that really made me think. Because, you see, when it came to our traditions, our music, they convinced us that our masquerade was satanic and evil. And I don't know why we agreed, but I was shocked. I was truly shocked when I saw something online. And I'm going to share this thing with you. And this is not happening in Africa. What I'm going to share with you is not happening in Africa. I will let you, if you figure it out when I'm showing it, good for you. But if not, I'll come back and tell you about what you're watching. But let us watch this display, cultural display, and I'll come back and talk about it. I want to take time and sing that in. I forgot that there was a description. That is Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Oh, that is Europe. Europeans, white people, white man. Did you see? Does it not make you angry? Are you not angry that when the white man came to Africa, he knew that masquerade was just our culture and part of our social system? He knew the significance of masquerade. He knew that this was a part of an advanced political system and social-cultural system. He knew that everything had its place. We were very organized. We had because this is something that took years to evolve. Hold on. Let me take this call. Hello, are you calling into the show? Good morning. Okay, I'm going to take your call and I'll continue. Go ahead. Go ahead, speak. Yeah.
I always tell my husband, I'm a village girl. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm from a royal family.
Yeah.
And it makes me so upset many times when I see what is going on. You know, they took our culture, they took our beliefs, and they gave us, I'm a Christian, like a real Christian.
I am.
But at the same time, I do not against anything that anybody believes. Because you are free to believe whatever you want to believe. That's just me. But at the same time, when I was growing up, my grandma, she would look at me and she'd be like, look, I need to make, you know, when they go to the farm and they get the leaves and they cook it and you bathe with it and you drink it. That was how I was brought up. She believed in that thing and I do believe in it too. Because I guess it pretty well. We go to the river to fetch water. We go to the stream to wash our clothes. The life was good. You won't see all this like cancer, all this craziness of sickness. Back then, nothing like that. But now, our religious leaders, they taught us, like, oh, if you do this, it's a sin. If you drink that, it's a sin. If you do this one, you will not go to heaven, because the one who have the key to the gate of heaven that will open the door for people. I think it's about time that we all, try to look back and see how we can actually fix it. Because it's messed up so much that people, even our kids or our children, they don't even know anything about what is in our culture. So now we believe in all these English cultures, and we are leaving ours, rich culture, behind.
My sister, let me, I'm going to come back to you. I want to show another video and talk about it, then I'll take a call so we don't lose our thought. But thank you so much. You see, there's no way you can watch these things and keep still. So I understand where she's coming from. I truly understand where she's coming from. But I just showed you a masquerade performance from Europe. Oh, I didn't say it was from Europe. Now I'm going to go back and play for you masquerade performance from this is my own people. I'm just okay, I'll play the one from my own people. This one I'm going to play now. I don't even know which part of I know it's from Nigeria, certainly from Nigeria, but I don't know which part of Nigeria. Or okay, I think it's an Igbo masquerade. But after this, I'll also play you another one. You just watch the one from Europe, Bulgaria. White people, I'm not talking about white people. You see them? Now I'm going to show you this one. Now, so this is just one of them. There are so many of them. But imagine that someone will say that the first one we watched, they don't have a problem with that. But the ones that I showed you, because that one is from Africans, there is a huge problem with that one. There's a very big problem. It's not the same thing. Why? I'm going to forward this. I'm just trying to show. I want a close up of that masquerade. Sorry, I want a close up of the Ijele masquerade. Okay, sorry. It's not the right video, but you get what I'm trying to show, that the one that is our own, there is a problem, but the one that is from the white man was perfectly okay. perfectly okay. Or let me show you this. This one is from Abreba. This one is Abreba people. This one is also very colorful. You see, it wasn't just the masquerade, it was the people and the way the people were dressed. You saw them with their bells and all. See, just full of color, not boring, just full of color. There's another masquerade. I don't know why I'm not seeing all the ones I wanted to show you guys, but lots of them. I'm just going through Igbo channel because I know I have a lot of masquerade. This one is from my village. This one is my village. Go. Okay, so now you tell me. Someone made a very, very important remark. He says even the European masquerade show was stolen from Africa. Even that was stolen from Africa. You see that? That's a topic for another day altogether. The same people that come to convince you that what you're doing is bad, they're now coming to do the same thing and it is good. That's why I was asking the question. When masquerade is done in Europe and for Europeans, it is art, it is culture, it is beautiful. But when it is done in our own environment, it becomes evil. It becomes very, very evil. Maybe after showing you this, I think I should go back again and play that European masquerade so that you just see the difference and ask yourself whether this thing truly is not either they came and stole from us or it is a culture that they recognize, but they just came and told us that our own, when it is us doing it, that it is bad. Just look at this again. The funny thing is, listen to the beats. Listen to the beats. The beats. It just sounded like something that you hear in Africa. Or listen to this one. I'm telling you, we would almost swear that that thing is happening in Nigeria, in Africa, in Ghana, in Ivory Coast, Guinea, Bissau, anywhere in Africa. You would almost swear that that thing is happening there. So I just had to do this. It's not my regular casting, but it just touched me that we need to be careful. Though. We need to be careful, especially we, the generation that our eyes have opened. Don't just be there and watch people take your culture and sell it back to you. That's why I'm so happy with Afrobeat. They tried everything. Michael Jackson would do his slides. The slide came from Africa. Every dance step that you can think about, we're doing it here. They continue to suppress it until look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening now. Afrobeat, they can't avoid it anymore. Look at Afrobeat taking over everywhere. The dance step, Beyonce had to dance it. No, but you couldn't run away from it anymore. You couldn't. It was so obvious that Afrobeat had taken over. And that's why I really, really respect people like what's his name? All of them that are into Afrobeat. I really, really praise them for what they have done with Afrobeat, and now it has a lot of respect. So much respect that all over the place, people are dying, trying to disfigure their tongue to be able to sing. You know that song that by, is it Ike? When you understand yourself, you confidently teach the world. Put it out there, they will go and learn it. Don't be apologetic. Answer your name. Let them figure it out. They told me, Chidi, your surname is too long. It's too complicated. I say, if you can spell and write Jeknovokovic, then you can write Wanyanwo. I'm not going to cut it any short. There's nothing. When we went for orientation, see, that's the wicked thing about some of these cultures. They actually convince you. A lot of you, as you're listening to me, you know you've had to break your name because they told you it will make you not get a job. I don't blame you sometimes. You have to do what you have to do. But when you have crossed that hurdle, hello, is it not time for you to get back? Is it not time yet? Think seriously about it. Talking about Afrobeat, I'm going to share this with you. This is on a lighter mode. This is people trying to sing our brother's song from all over the world. That's how we win, when we are confident, when we are not afraid of using. Look at the words that my brother was using. He said, "Onabakala misi." Baka misi means they scatter my head. But instead of saying you're scattering he said bakala misi. Years back, we will not be confident enough to use our language in mainstream music. Nobody will play it. It was difficult for them to play reggae. Now they are playing our song. It says, I don't play with my name. I'm teaching my kids to be proud. Of course, Chini. Of course, Chinye. So let's just enjoy people forcing themselves to sing. It's good. I'm proud of it. We can't only keep trying to sing other people's songs. Let them also try to sing our own song. Listen to this.
You like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. Your loving the totally me. I'm so obsessed. I want
He said, you're loving the totorimi. You know, it's good. Let them also learn our own now.
to chop your nukobi.
I want to chop your hobby. So these people are singing it without even knowing what they're singing. But I'm proud. I'm proud of what our guys are doing.
Your body never come and see. Open up, make I see. Give me love, 1, 2, 3. If I make a bad man sing. Baby, my Valentine, yeah. Girl, are you that make my temperature rise? If you leave me, I go die. I swear, you are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. Your loving, they totally me.
You're loving the totorimi. You don't even know the meaning of totorimi. But you see, I like it. More of that. See, people like Flavor, people like Techno, Whiskey, all of those people that are not afraid to use our strong, language to put it out there. Let them. You can't come to the lyric and you change it. You have to sing it because we've been singing our own for so many years.
I'm so obsessed. I want to chop your nukobi.
I want to chop your non-kwabi. It's okay. Okay, that's no problem.
Ole, your body they back at me see. Ole, open up, make I see. Ole, give me love, 1 TT.
Give me love, 1 TT. It's good, no problem. We'll manage it.
We'll make a band and sing. T'es mon oxygène, je respire mieux quand je te vois.
Okay, this person now changed into French, which is also
je
good.
sais que c'est
Sing your own, we will sing our own.
qu'une obsession. Je voudrais juste partir loin avec toi. Je voudrais m'éloigner loin, tout ça, rêver et faire durer la magie au-delà de cette nuit. Baby, my Valentine. Boy, now you're making my temperature to rise. If you leave me, I'll go die. I swear, you are like the oxygen.
Even if it is our pigeon, it shows more confidence. See, just this song, just they blow the pigeon anyhow, no sense. Mix am with his own language, no problem. As long as you see, once you're confident, don't worry. People will say you're proud, you're arrogant. Make it be. Put your thing out there. Nobody, they will learn it, they will sing it. Oh, go and listen to all our Afro beats and what they're doing. The only one I don't like is that they show one bomb all over the place. That's all. Woman. At least now they're beginning to cover up small, which is better. But let's listen.
Oxygen I need to survive, and I'll be honest. Your loving they totally me. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your.
You see, they write Nkwobi. You see where Nkwobi has reached. And now Nkwobi is on the international scene. I have a friend, the wife makes Nkwobi. Yeah. And we are going to go into African foods very soon because I love having to show my culture to people. We've done under my Roots Foundation, we have a foundation. We've done Taste of Africa. We just cook. My children's school, we go to that place and we cook for them free. And every time we're having a party here, people look forward to our party because they know they are going to get Nigerian food, African food, Igbo food. They are always, I'm not bragging, go and ask anybody that knows us. Our neighborhood, they know us. Our children's parties, we've done a praise night in church. We did praise nights in church. We served the African food. They were just, oh my God, they were licking their hands. They said, what is this? What is this? I said, I said, man, I don't know what it is, but I love it, man. I love it. It's very tasty. Honestly, don't worry. We're We are going to open a restaurant. Go, once you speak a word, it will not fall to the ground until it accomplishes its mission. My wife has got this. It's all of a sudden she's excited. She's like, I'm going to do this. I want to say, yes, go, baby, do it. Let's do it. We've had this idea a long time ago. Restaurant is stressed, but not just, we're not going to be selling food. We're going to be selling Africa. It's when you come in, you trust me now, trust me. When I handle the place, when you come inside there, you're going to take a little bit of Africa, taste a bit of Africa. Should I even call it a bit of Africa, taste Africa, or taste of, I want you to come out of the place smelling Africa. Do you understand? When you leave the place, it's an experience. From the food to the music to the utensils to the clothes that the people have to everything, the toothpick, the walls, the roof, the lighting, everything should smell and feel Africa. Put boat, just carry boat, put for one side. Put keg for one side, keg of palm wine, put that thing they used to climb the keg, put boat, put the thing they used to, use that as decoration, put mask, put burnt wood. You understand? Oh man, it's gonna be fun. Africa to the world, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. I'm telling you. Let's play this thing finish.
Your body they back on me, see open and make us see give me love one day, baby, make a bad man sing. Your body they back on me, see open and make us see give me love one day, baby, make a bad man sing. When I make I see ole, give me love one city, they don't make a bad man sing. When I make I see ole, give me love one city, they make a bad man sing. Baby, my Valentine, yeah. Can I hear the make my temperature the rise? You leaving me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest, when I've been there, don't leave me. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your body never can be sheep. Mommy can see you, yeah. Give me love one titty. You make a bad man sing, go
Hey, the whole thing they back me see. Oh my God. Leave me today. I just want to be. I want to just enjoy the richness of our culture. As they talk, they feel the flavor of the food. The confidence in knowing that I am from a place that has a culture, a roots. And if you're a Black person, if you're an African, if you identify with Africa, whether your ancestry, was through slavery and all of that, I want you to be proud of who you are. I'm telling you, as long as you know that your root is tied to Africa, you got to be proud. Don't ever let anybody put you down. People say, Chidi, why don't you get affected by racism? And say, look, yes, systemic racism, I can't do anything about it. It's in the system. It's in job creation. It's in opportunities. Can't do anything about it. But the one of allowing someone who maybe they call you a nigger and then you don't know what to do for the rest of the day. I don't let it get me. Don't let it get to me. Or if you call me the name I don't like, I slam with another, I just give it back to you. I just give it back to you. I don't waste time. No. But no. No, it doesn't work with me. I can't do it. And you hit me, I hit you back. Everybody, and they say, you people, is where I come from. Yes, that's who we are. We know the lack. We know the slack. You give us, we give you back. Everybody go their way. You want us to make up, you come, we make up. You point at me, I point you back. You call police, I take my phone, I call the same police because I know my right. I come from a lineage that they know themselves, we know ourselves. All right, guys, that's my presentation for today. I had it all structured, but I got carried away one way or the other. But help me share this video. We need to be very, very conscious. Yes, my sister was calling me. I'm gonna give her a chance to talk to us. She was moved by what we're saying, and I just wanted to get to the end of the presentation so I don't lose my line of thought. But I'm gonna call her back. I want her to express what she was saying because I could feel that she was feeling me and she was feeling what we're doing. Yes, my sister.
Until my belief is, until we divide that two countries and get all these gender-wing people out of our way, that's when we can promote our culture, we can speak our languages. Whoever wants to listen to us can go find an interpreter. We do not have to speak English to anybody.
I agree.
We can speak our own native language.
I agree with you.
We can run our schools with our, teach the kids our language, teach them our cultures.
Yes.
Teach them everything about us. Whenever I go to work, people will tell me, like people I work with, oh, I love your food. I love African food. I love Nigerian food.
Yes.
Can you bring it? Like so many people have to bring fake food from home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, it's so spicy. It's so good.
Especially when you're warming it. If you're warming it in the microwave,
Try some. That's our culture. And to tell you the truth now, when I go into my patient's room and I say, where are you from? I say, I'm from Yoruba Nation.
Yeah.
Because I already crossed off Nigeria. I crossed that one off long time ago. I tell them, I'm from Yoruba Nation. They're like, oh, that's good. I say, yeah, that's a new nation that's coming. I'm a Yoruba Nation and I'm the Afra Nation out of the Shibo country. That's what Trump called it when it was,
Yeah.
So I believe, but as long as we see Nigeria, let's forget about our culture. But when we can just go our own ways, our culture is going to dominate this world. People will be ready to move back to that Africa, to Biafra and to Yoruba, and they will be ready because we're going to make it be the best in the world.
Sure, my sister.
God bless you.
Thank you.
And God bless everybody.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Back there.
Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Yeah. Yes, so you see, we need to, it was Bob Marley that said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Be so whatever. You can't continue like that. You need to emancipate yourself, and that's kind of what my sister is talking about. When we emancipate ourselves, when we get rid of the people who don't value us and our culture, then we can begin to promote our culture. Do you see in the Russian-Ukrainian war? You see them speaking Russian. The Ukrainian president is speaking his own. Look at Chinese people. All their presidents can understand English, but when they talk, they choose to talk in their own language because they stuck to their language. We thought that if China does not speak English, does not do this, they will not. But they are ruling the world now, and yet their national language is Chinese, Mandarin. See that? Just like so many India, all of this India IT giant, they are not speaking English, but their national language is not English. Anyway, that's my program for today. Thank you so much, everybody. Please share this video. I think a lot of people benefit from it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. One of our channels, like I said, there's plenty channels that we have. If you're watching from Worship Media Igbo channel, Ekenemuno, Daluno. If you're watching from, this is funny. If you're watching from Worship Media WMT, I greet you. If you're watching us on Facebook, I greet all of you. Please help us to share this. If you're watching on Facebook, please just like the video and share it too. And I'll see you guys very soon. All right. God bless you from Dr. Erica and everybody that helps us with all the logistics. My name is Dr. Chidi. Bye-bye.